Hola clase, bienvenidos. Hoy vamos a hablar un poquito más sobre el presente del subjuntivo. Okay, so today we're going to continue our discussion on the present subjunctive. You'll remember that we used present subjunctive last unit with impersonal expressions. These were things like it is important that, it is necessary that. Okay? In this unit, we're going to learn some other types of verbs that cause subjunctive. Okay? First thing we're going to learn is that the main clause verb must be weird. Okay? Weird is going to be an acronym that means that main clause verb, or that first verb you see in the sentence before K, must be a verb of wish or want, emotion, and personal expression, so you guys already learned this, request, doubt, or denial. Okay? So the main clause, that first verb, must be weird. Then there must be a K to connect it to the subordinate clause. Okay, so let's look again at that subjunctive sentence structure. Okay, remember, your subjunctive sentence looks like this. Here's your main clause. You've got your first subject with the indicative verb, then a K with a change of subject, so a different subject, and then the subjunctive verb. Okay, so last unit you said things like it is necessary, so it is the subject, is the indicative verb, that you study. Okay, you is the second subject, and then studied is the subjunctive verb. Okay, we're going to continue doing that in this unit, but we're going to add some verbs that are quote-unquote weird. Okay? So, let's look at this example to start. This example says, I hope that she speaks Spanish. Okay, so here's my main clause, I hope. Here's my that, or my K, and then she speaks English. So it's my hope that she speaks English, but really I'm not sure. So I need subjunctive in the subordinate clause. Okay? So that would look like, yo espero que ella hable inglés. Okay, so here's what we're going to reiterate. In order to use present subjunctive in the subordinate clause, two things must be true. Number one, that main clause verb must be weird. Number two, there must be a change in subject. Okay, if the main clause verb isn't weird, then you'll need to use the present tense. We'll talk more about that here in a minute. And if there's no change in subject, then you need to use an infinitive. Okay, let's look at an example of each of those. Example A says, I know that our school is in Yorktown. Okay, look at your main clause here. I know. That's not a weird verb. Okay, that's the whole idea behind subjunctive, is that there's something unknown or uncontrollable. Here I'm saying I know this. Okay, it's a fact. So I need to use indicative, or what we're going to call in this unit present tense. Okay, so to translate that, I say, yo sé que nuestra escuela está en Yorktown. Okay, so está, present tense, indicative. No need for subjunctive there because my main clause verb was not weird. Let's look at number two. I hope to visit Florida soon. You could also say that as, I hope that I visit Florida soon. So here, there's no change in subject. I hope that I visit Florida soon. Okay, there's no change in subject. So if there's no change in subject, I need to use an infinitive. So that would look like, yo espero visitar la Florida pronto. Okay, so for today's notes, we are going to focus on the W of weird. And in fact, of that W, we're just going to focus on the wish verbs. Okay? Anytime you see one of these wish verbs in the main clause, okay, then you need to use subjunctive in the subordinate clause if there's a change in subject. Okay, these verbs of wish are esperar que, to hope that, desear que, to wish that, or ojalá que, I hope that. Okay, this ojalá, it's kind of a fun word. It just means I hope that. Okay, you can't put that ojalás, ojalamos, or anything like that. It's just ojalá que, I hope that. Okay, and here's an expression for you, or a sentence for you. I hope that we don't have a test tomorrow. Okay, here's our main clause verb, I hope. Okay, that is a weird verb. There's a change in subject, I to we, so I need subjunctive here in the subordinate clause. I would get, yo espero que no tengamos un examen mañana. Okay? So what about verbs that are not weird? Okay, verbs of certainty. Okay, so these are verbs that are certainty verbs. These verbs will cause indicative. Remember that indicative means not subjunctive. They're going to cause present tense. Okay, so it says here, verbs of certainty do not cause subjunctive. They cause indicative. And for this unit, indicative will mean that you use the present tense. Okay, here's some common verbs. These are verbs you've had for a long, long time. Okay, you've got saber, to know, tener, to have, ver, to see, creer, to believe, pensar, to think, and estar seguro, to be sure. Okay, so anytime you see one of these 6 verbs in your main clause, okay, you cannot use subjunctive in your subordinate clause. You need to use indicative, okay, or present tense. And that's because these verbs are verbs of certainty. They are not weird, okay? They don't imply a hope or a doubt or a wish or anything like that. Okay, let's practice. It says here, complete these sentences with the present tense, the present subjunctive, or an infinitive. Okay, an asterisk will mean that it's irregular in one or both tenses. Number 1 says, I wish that you would speak with my friend. Okay, so let's check here. Here's your main clause. Okay, wish, yep, that's a verb of want. That you speak, okay, so my subject did change here. Yo went to to. So I do need subjunctive in this sentence. I would get hables. Okay, please pause me and work through the next 6 questions. I do apologize. It looks like number 7's nearly off of the screen. I want you to know that this verb down here is nevar, N-E-V-A-R. It's a stem changer, i.e. it means to snow. So number 7 is saying, we wish that it doesn't snow tomorrow. We hope it doesn't snow tomorrow. Okay, please pause me and work through these practice questions. Okay, number 2, they hope that we sleep. Ellos esperan que nosotros dormamos. We did use subjunctive there. Number 3, I hope that they study in the library. I do need subjunctive here. Ojalá que ellos estudien en la biblioteca. Okay, something to note about ojalá. Ojalá, sometimes the K is optional. Okay, so, but whenever you see ojalá, that is absolutely 100% subjunctive. Okay, it always, 100% of the time, causes subjunctive. Okay, number 4 says in English, I have some books that are important. Okay, I have these books. There's nothing weird about this. That main clause verb to have is not weird. Okay, I have these books. I know it. It's a fact. So I cannot use subjunctive here. You should have had, yo tengo unos libros que son importantes. Number 5, Juan hopes to travel a lot this summer. There's no change in subject. There's no K. So I need to use an infinitive here. Juan espera viajar. Number 6, they see that Juanita is in the cafeteria. Okay, they see that she's in the cafeteria. This verb, see, is not weird. Okay, it is a verb of certainty. Okay, so you must use indicative, okay, or present tense over here, está. And then lastly, number 7, we wish that it doesn't snow tomorrow. That's our wish, it's our hope. Okay, no nieve. You do need subjunctive there. Okay, I know that was a lot of information for today, so if you have any additional questions or comments or concerns, please jot that down on your note guide. Ok, muchas gracias. Adiós.